All right, guys, welcome back to another amazing interview here with Zach Rawson from Selling to Closing. Little intro on Zach before we dive in just the good stuff and get right to it. Zach is pretty much the GOAT behind multiple $1 million a month offers, $500 a month offers. It's just the list goes on. He's a low-key killer. He doesn't flex. He doesn't go around training setters and closers as a biz op. He just does it, okay? So if you want to learn from someone who's actually in sales, that's not running around as a biz op and just is doing it, this is the man behind the scenes on some of the biggest offers I've ever seen. I've had him on my offers, so I can actually speak to that. I've worked with him, and his team is amazing. And there's nothing better than just putting his team on the back end of one of our low ticket funnels and then just sitting back and relaxing, and I don't do anything. I just have to get him buyers, and he's happy, and I'm happy. And so, Zach, I'm so excited to have you here, and thanks for jumping on today. Excited to grill you with some questions.
Heck yeah. Josh, thanks for having me, bro. One of the GOATs of low ticket and crushing offerpublishing.com. So super excited to be here, bro.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's funny because you were the first, like my first publishing deal. I had you come on and help with that, which is really cool. So it's cool to see how it's kind of full circle. But I want to talk about ascending low ticket buyers to high ticket buyers. And I'm curious from your standpoint as the sales manager and behind the scenes running the sales teams, having a low ticket offer, like for you, like how has that changed? How has that made things better for you? Pros, the cons, overall, just on your end, what do you like about a low ticket funnel on the front end of your sales team? And maybe what are some things you don't like as much?
Yeah, great freaking question, bro. So I've been in high ticket sales for like almost 10 years now, like pretty much 10 years. So I was grateful to like find it super early on. So I've seen a lot of the evolutions. Like I was selling myself on the phone during COVID where, someone could watch like a part of a VSL and you could just slam them for 10, 15K on the phone on a one call close. And then, we've seen the market shift a lot since then. It does feel like we're in a bit of a trust recession right now for sure. One of the recent offers we ran, we got it to like 700K cash collected a month on a cold traffic VSL funnel. But what you kind of saw with that model is just a law of diminishing return over time. So it became a constant battle of like cost per book call and, dollar per lead, right? So the cost per book call would keep rising, and you'd have a harder time getting a high DPL. Because, when someone just consumes obviously a small amount of content, it's just not going to be as easy to obviously get them to move forward. And then the other problem with that is like you're not getting any ad spend back, right?
Yeah.
So I have to say, like looking at the economics of both, like if we were to just compare it to like a cold traffic VSL funnel versus like a low ticket funnel, for example, the economics of the company are completely different. Like the owners, the clients that we work with are way less stressed. The lead quality is way better. Like the sales team's way happier. Like everything is just better in general. And again, like we know the market could shift, like things could change. But right now it's like a night and day difference. So
what you said economics shift, like what number? Because I know you track, you're throwing a DPL, this, that's, and that. Like what number do you see either go up or go down that makes you happy and kind of levels things out? Like what key metric?
Yeah, I'd say the main thing is the cost per book call and the DPL. Because obviously,
and for DPL, do you want to explain what that is for people who may not know?
For sure. So DPL is dollar per lead. So it's essentially like another conversion metric, similar to like conversion rate. The problem with conversion rate compared to DPL is the fact that, depending on how you are attributing your data, conversion, like a deposit could go to conversion. A 3Pay could go to. You have a value ladder with a 2K offer and a 10K offer, and a 2K sale could go to conversion. Whereas like you don't get paid on conversion, you get paid on cash collected, obviously. So you might have two reps. One has a higher conversion, one has a higher DPL. Well, the one with the higher DPL is more profitable to your company, even if he's closing a few less sales, because he might be just doing 10K full pays, for example.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's like a lot of gray lines to that. But if you're not tracking DPL, you're kind of crazy because conversion is helpful, but I'd almost say it's more of like a vanity metric
Yeah. Like,
than it
oh, my
is.
closers have a 20% close rate, bro. Like on what? Your downsell? Like payment plans? Like,
And
bro.
don't even get me fucking started on like how they attribute the data with like offers made and only people who show up and only people like like taking accountability for every lead on the calendar because like you paid for every lead on the calendar, so
Mm.
like that's a whole different.
Yeah, but overall, you're seeing a lift. You said the sale, everyone's happier in it. The cost per call. What like with the qualities? Some people are always like, well, if you sell low ticket, then aren't you going to attract a lower quality person to the sales team? Like, have you seen that happen? What are your like when you say it's a better person coming through? Why is that? Does the quality change at all?
That's a really great question too. So like there is this thought process that obviously like more rich, successful people,
Hmm.
like you want like a funnel built around not as much resistance to get them through, so to speak. And I think there can be some truth to that, but realistically for like most B2C, especially biz op offers, like traditional offers that most people are selling, I'd say absolutely not.
Yeah.
If anything, it's almost the inverse because I think that people get so focused on like qualification to get a good lead, which is really important, right? To an extent, but it's not like sometimes, a quote unquote lead isn't as maybe ideal, not because of how qualified they are, but because of how educated they are.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's a like common misconception is like, let's put more
Yeah.
financial qualifications, blah, blah, blah. But like people buy because they want to. And
Yeah.
it's funny because like we tell our teams this all the time. Like if someone shows up at the call and like, oh, I don't have money, well, that could be completely different by the end of the call. That's the whole fucking reason you do a discovery and go through a sales process. Otherwise, there'd just be a page where people buy. So it's
Yeah.
like taking them through a sales process and an education process. All of a sudden, now someone who didn't have money does have money, but it's because they're more willing to move forward. And I think that's one of the main benefits of like a low ticket funnel is
Mhm.
actually educating the individual.
Yeah.
There's also like two kind of sorts of objections. So you have like your common ones, like think about it, spouse, money, logistics. You know what I mean? Like the things that,
Yeah. Classic.
yeah, like all salespeople should know how to deal with. But what you'll notice on like cold traffic VSL funnels, like a lot more short form, straight to like app or book a call. Hey, I just found out you existed. Hey, I just watched a part of a video. Hey, I just clicked this ad 24 hours ago. I don't even know who you are. I don't know what you do. I don't know what this is. That
Mm.
is like a whole different spectrum of objections, which I still believe salespeople should be able to handle if they're good.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
the low ticket ascension actually gets rid of most of that. And now
Mm.
you're kind of back to dealing with, you could say, like more traditional objections.
Yeah.
Hence why, like, I'm a fan and I think it works well. And then going back to your main point of like, does it get a better quality lead? I think that once someone's educated and has trust in the process, they are a better quality lead.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I feel that I see that happen a lot. Even when we're running webinars, people say, "Oh, if they don't have money, like they'll say they don't have it right there." But then by the end of the webinar, because they really want it,
Yeah.
they're like finding a way to get that money, or And obviously, it's like obviously, I feel like there's some due diligence on the salesperson's side to make sure you're not selling something to someone that you're just like, this is not for you. Which obviously, I know you guys do well, and
Yeah.
I've seen you guys turn away people where it's like, hey, this isn't for you. I know some people they're awful. They're like black hat. They're just like they'll take anything. But it is true. Like a lot of good people, they like will find a way to get money. Like, oh wait, I can do this, or like they'll find a way to afford it. And so I agree with that.
Yeah, which like, and I have a lot of examples of that closing on the phone because there'd be times where it's like you get the 30-year-old lady, single mom, she lives with
Yeah.
her parents, she's making $500 a week. As a salesperson, it's like so hard to not be like, oh fuck, like, oh no, like here we go. But when you have the ability to like not prejudge people and like actually give
Yeah.
them the time of day, regardless of who
True.
you believe they are and actually care about helping them, I think more often than not, you will be pleasantly surprised. And like That's a very specific example of a call I had when I was closing full time.
Yeah.
And then I get to the end, I pitched her on 10K, like, fuck, like this feels like a long shot. She's like, oh yeah, I have 2 credit cards with 5K each. Boom, full pay. And it's like, but it would have been so easy to start skipping steps or like, you know,
and hang up. Yeah, or just be like, you like, and I think everyone wants to have like, oh, I need higher quality leads, or it's like people just want. Of course, you want the person that just has a bunch of cash on hand or money on hand, and is like, yeah, sure, but it's like that's not everybody. It's like the person saying that they want that kind of customer probably isn't even that person themselves. Like, bro, even like massive, bro. Like I worked with some companies that are like 4 million a month, 1 million a month,
yeah.
and for like consulting and stuff, I'll share the package, and even they are like, "Do you have like 2 pays or do you have like 3?" I'm like, bro, and then the same people who are like, "We need higher quality people." I'm like, bro, you're the same way. So,
Yeah,
um,
they're just manifesting themselves.
yeah, yeah.
Literally.
Don't complain.
Yeah.
Okay, but when it comes to, and that's totally fine. I mean, I'm that same way too. I'm like, hey, what you got? But let's talk about after someone purchases, how are people currently getting on your sales team's calendar?
Yeah.
What is that next step? What does that ascension process look like? Where are we introducing the call in the funnels that you're on?
Heck yeah. Great question, bro. So I think there's a few buckets here. One is obviously the page they go after purchasing.
Mm,
I was called a book a call page. I know some people just call it like,
yeah.
one time offer to book a call, whatever. So that page there, like I don't really see a reason why it wouldn't be on every low ticket funnel if you have an ascension.
Mm,
Because I've talked to people where they're like, oh, we didn't put it in. We only retarget through the course or emails or text or whatever. But like you can get like 20% of book calls just through
yeah.
like what the hell?
Yeah.
And I think they're really solid. So that piece there, I think, is one of the biggest ones.
Mhm.
We've structured this quite a few different ways, and
Yeah.
I know we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Some people will disguise it a little bit more, like, hey, book your onboarding call. You have this strategy session for XYZ thing. What's been working really well for us right now, at least on the teams doing like half a mil a month, is being a little bit more clear. But I think there's a balance here, right? Because like, in what world you're like, oh, book this sales call to buy this other thing from us? Like, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like depending on how you structure it can change the intent of how that person shows up to the call too.
Mm,
And a big part of this is on the sales team as well.
yeah.
What's been working really well for us, at least, is like, hey, you got this thing from us. It's going to help you accomplish X, Y, and Z. But if you'd rather have us hold your hand, if you'd rather have us help
Yeah.
track, if you'd rather have us do it for you, whatever, then we do have this other thing that can, create XYZ result.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's pretty much like you're literally. I mean, we've done this too, but
yeah,
like when I already book a call, you treat it the same as just an upsell. It's just the CTA has changed from add to cart to book a call. Like you still have to affirm their purchase, let them know they got everything needed, and then if they want to accelerate or solve the next problem, you got to book a call for it as like the shift. Is that what you're saying?
exactly. Dude, a good example of this is one of the offers we're working with now. This ascension is so fucking sick. Basically, they go from obviously paid ads to low ticket.
Yep.
The first offer is like, hey, here is basically like how you run ads. Like, here's like ad templates. Here's how you do it. The second OTO is like, hey, here's how you create your landing page. Here's the landing page templates. Then the third to book a call is like, you know what, man, would you rather just have us do all this for you? Book a call with our team. And it's like the most linear, clear.
I think I know what offer that is. I think I know.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
that
Yeah.
one's sick. No, that one works well. Like that's like one of the best. And it's funny because you think, well, why would they just bought the templates? They just bought that. Why would they want that? Well, it's like a lot of times people buying the templates, they want to speed up the work even more. So there's always going to be that person that wants to just speed it up. And
And think about the micro commitments.
yeah,
Like,
true.
like it's called the sunk cost fallacy, right? Like you're getting deeper and deeper in the process. So it's like inherently you just want to take the next step. You've already spent money. You're kind of a little bit deeper. It's like, I can take one more step. You know what I mean?
That's true. It's like I'm all in. Like at that point, they're committing to this business model or this this process or their relationship or their weight loss. So it's like, well, shoot. Yeah, it's like when you're going to buy like a new iPhone or even a laptop, and you're already committed to getting it, and then you see the upgrade for a little more storage, or a little, you're like, well, I'm already gonna buy it. Like I might as well add $200 more for more storage or the newest update. Like I do it all the time. Like, sure, okay, and then I just add it on.
Yeah.
Um,
I spotted Sonic. He's like, you want infrared? You want the therapeutic air thing? I was like, fuck it.
yeah, I'll take all of it. I'll take
Yeah.
all the order bumps.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing more direct. When would you do an implementation style like onboarding call, like fully disguised? When would you do that? And also, do you need to have a killer hungry sales team for that to perform?
Great question. So it's going to depend on the offer and just the offer, the structure quite a bit. Because if there's like a creative way of doing it that's congruent, I think that's a big thing is it has to be congruent. Unless you are just going like straight onboarding approach, because like you could run that first call as like an onboarding call and then at the end be like, hey,
Yeah.
would you rather have us just help you?
Yeah.
Almost like the same sort of VSL, but
Yeah, if it's this real like a humans doing it.
yes. Because we did run one offer where like that first call was basically an onboarding call, and then we just pushed everyone to a closing call after, and it fucking crushed.
Yeah.
There's one offer we're working with right now where we like we do disguise it quite a bit, but basically we're like helping them build like a low ticket funnel. You know what I mean? Something similar like that, or just a funnel in
How
general.
dare you compete against me? I'm joking. Get off
It's like he does like the done for you builds or whatever.
okay.
Yeah. He's not doing consulting. Yeah. He's like, DFI builds.
Oh, phew.
We get on the call and it's the same thing. Like we run him through like, hey, this is what your funnel should look like.
Yeah.
But he also does like ebooks and like
Yeah.
webinars. He like kind of, it's just like a done for you funnel really. But then we go through like, hey, this is like what we recommend, but would you rather just have us build this for you for 15K? So like that works really well. They actually pay $500 though for that call. Yeah.
Is that an upsell? Is that an upsell before that?
There's a few low like offers.
Yeah, you don't have to be specific. I don't want to leak this dude's stuff, but that's cool.
Yeah.
They pay for it. That makes sense.
Yeah. But that's working really well. So I think it depends on what you're trying to accomplish and like the offer itself because go ahead.
Does it also like would you decide between doing that hidden call versus an upfront call if like depending on how big the sales team is, how much volume, what type of like does that like activity model does that come into play? Because what if you have like you need let's say I was booking an onboarding call, you probably get 50 to 60% of your front end buyers booking that initial call, which means your setters, you need to have enough setters to handle all of that influx. Like, do you take that into account? And then you're like, oh, maybe let's do more direct. So we only have 20% booking a call. Like, is that a thought process you have, or is that not how you really weigh the decision?
No, that's a great question. Because it's almost like the cart before the horse, where it's like the booking ascension model almost has to be in place before the sales team scales up or down.
Yeah,
anyways.
true.
Like with how we would do it, like if we ran an onboarding call model and like we're getting 50, 60%, we're just going to scale the fuck out of it as quickly as we can to make sure we're keeping up.
Yeah.
So I'd almost say it's like
it's kind of like solve the problem when you get there. Just freaking fill out the calendars and okay, go hire your reps. They're out there when you need them.
Yeah, like I feel like the sales team scales based off of what the marketing and ascension like looks like.
What does your conversation look like between you and then the marketing department when it comes to being on the back of these low ticket funnels? What type of information are you passing to them? What types of add-ons or improvements are you asking them to plug in? Whether it's even like the follow-up and the nurturing, like what is the common things you're always having to be like, yo dog, yo marketing team, like get this, add this, like we need this. It's worked really well, because I even know you came nuts like, yo dude, this is something we need. Okay, whatever you want. So like, what are some things that you're having to like tell them to add?
Dude, great fucking question. there's
Every question, dude, I'm just nailing. Let's go. My ego is just like,
let's get fired up, man.
yeah,
There's one like I mean, there's a few things, but I can pinpoint the biggest one for sure.
yeah.
It's the confirmation page after they
Mm.
schedule.
Mm.
Like Jeremy Haynes talks about this a lot, like the education piece, because again, you could run like a cold traffic VSL funnel or low ticket,
Yeah,
whatever. But like if these people aren't, it's about the education is like I think the big component to helping someone make a decision.
yeah.
Um, and the confirmation page creates no extra resistance in the funnel, right? Like they've already
Mm.
bought, they've already scheduled.
True.
We're not stopping them from doing anything at this point. But it's like a free, it's just like a free way to make money, literally,
Mhm.
because they'll all end up there. And what you can do, and what the common mistake made is like there's either nothing there or there's like a 2-minute video. Be prepared for your call because of these reasons, right? Like it's just not a needle mover. What we found works really, really good is a video like breaking down the behind the scenes of like what this back end program is, right?
Mm.
Because at this point, they're educated on the model. You know, like there's some trust built. Like there's a lot of things that have
True.
happened, especially in a low ticket, but they don't even fucking know what this back end product is or like what they're booking a
True.
call for, right? Because the book a call video is really to just get them to book a call. So this could be like a Loom style video. And when I closed full time, I actually used to make my own versions of these and send them to
Mm.
clients before the call. And they get on the call and be like, dude, I watched your video. Like, there's no way this couldn't be real, man. And it would make the closes so
Yeah.
easy.
They know there's something coming, and they're probably like, "What is it, and how much?" Instead, if you get out what it is out of the way, then it's just how much, and then like, are you a good fit for it?
Yeah, and you definitely don't need to disclose price. You know, like
No.
you kind of weigh that based off again the resistance you want to create. But this could be like a 30-minute, even hour-long video where like they meet the team, you show them what the onboarding process would look like once they purchase or if
Yeah.
they purchase, like an example of a group coaching call, example of a one-on-one coaching call, like show them the inside of the course. You have tools, resource access, show them that. You have a
Yeah.
community with wins, show them that. Like just like nothing held back, you know what I mean? Like behind the curtain view, fucking go through the program. Like
Yeah.
if it's a good program, they should be
Yeah.
excited.
Show them why are you hiding it.
Dude, and then another video that works well is like future pacing them out. Where basically like you can kind of break down the math and like how the economics work once they get started and how they'll make money.
Mm.
Obviously you want to be, you know, careful with FTC compliance, things like that, not like saying a bunch of crazy stuff. But, you know, you can kind of give general examples
Yeah.
of like, hey, if you start with this much in marketing, you know,
Yeah, like a projections. Like we've done that where you can say like the goal is to hit this. Like this is our goal month one, but it's like chances are you probably won't hit that unless like this is best case scenario. This is the goal. You know, worst case maybe it's gonna be a little less. So you can like say like these are the goals or the milestones, but they're not guarantees. Like we cannot guarantee this.
yeah, just hedge with some softeners. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you didn't say like it's illegal for me to make any claims. Like I can't tell you, but I can say like this is like our goal or my dream is that this is what would happen. But that also could be implied claims. So you could get fricked there too. So you just don't guarantee anything and don't trust us for advice. Go ask an FTC lawyer.
Yeah, please.
So,
but the future pace works so freaking well, and this is good for like analytical people too. Like when they can kind of like it'll start to make more sense to them. Because let's be honest, why do people do any of these ROI offers? Is to make money and get a result. And it's like if you can demonstrate that,
well,
I mean, it's going to click in their head.
Let's say it's not a business one and it's more of a relationship offer. What would you put on the post booking call page for that?
That's a great question.
Another one.
Yes, I did.
You're just buying yourself time. Like, frick, I need an answer. All right. Well, that's a great question.
Let me think. Well, I think the big thing that could work is like phases or like you show, because again, one of the offers we work with now is like helping Christian husbands save their marriages. And there's
Yeah.
like 4 steps or 4 stages. So you can kind of break down like what that, like repairing that relationship process would look like, even if it's like a day to day, week to week, month to month. Obviously, relationships are much more complex than like a freaking schedule and timeline.
True.
But like kind of the process or steps they would take towards repairing that relationship and then the overall outcome they could achieve after that process. So I think it can roughly work the same. You know, even if it was like a back pain offer, like, hey, we're going to do these exercises, we're going to go through these health steps, and this is the ideal outcome. Like, you're going to be able to golf again. You're going to be able to do painting the picture.
Yeah.
The other video I think works well is like, we talked earlier about like just common objections. Every offer has specific objections, right?
Sure.
So like affiliate marketing, for example, is like, oh, well, I need a marketing budget. Like, but do I have to get a marketing budget going before I start making money? Or like, oh, why don't I just do e-commerce or Shopify or something like that instead of this? So a video where you basically just pre-handle all of the objections for your specific offer. And like more of like the FAQs.
Yeah.
I mean, is kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. I've seen someone do like a video FAQ, like on the page where it's like headline is the guy on camera. And then I think it was just the videos from like the hammer them method. Have you seen that from Jeremy Haynes? Yeah, where it's like you just run ads that are just educational and like handle objection. I think they just put those on the thank you page and they also ran ads with them.
Dude,
That's pretty cool.
I was actually watching one of his videos last night. And one idea that he brought up is like shoot a loom, raw dog, you know what I mean? And like do the research for the customer for them. Like go on Reddit. Like look at the negative reviews. And he's like, pre-handle that. I love that idea.
That's sick.
Like, that's brilliant in my opinion.
Stealing the frame, because you're stealing the frame. It's like, yeah, you don't even have to look. I'll look myself up.
Dude, and like what a great place to put that on the confirmation page in your email sequences, text sequences, close with someone out, whatever.
You can do like those videos like, is so-and-so a scam? And then be like, send us an email or be like, hey, like, look, if you Google if I'm a scam, like, here's what I found. And like, and I was like, just put that there. That'd be sick.
Dude, and I think it's obvious, like, again, we're like people respect authenticity and just more than anything. So it's like, if you have the balls to do that, like your conversion rates are going to shoot through the roof because people will respect you and trust you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. So those are some good things post call purchase. Okay. Big question people always ask me, how do you handle the objection? Oh, I'm just going to go through the product I purchased and then I'll come back. Like on a low ticket. I feel like that's a very common one. I, in my mind, know like how I like to handle it. And I feel like if your back end product is so similar to the front end, you already kind of fricked up the ascension there. Like it should be a clear divide on the difference. But how do you tell your sales teams to handle objections? So it's like, well, I just want to go through that first. What would you say?
We'll pre-handle that one always.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, every objection is better to pre-handle than to handle at the end once money's involved.
True.
So one way you could do this is like literally at the beginning of the call. It depends on the offer and what they purchase on the front end. But like, hey, did you log in? Did you get a chance to like start going through everything? Because again, depending on the price point and like what they purchased, sometimes it is actually better to like, hey, let's make sure you logged in and force a reschedule. Depending, I wouldn't always do that. It really depends. And like, you don't want to use that as an excuse to not do a sales call, right? Like it can go in the other direction too.
Yeah.
Like if someone is genuinely just spent like a few $100s, they get on the call, they haven't even like looked at anything, haven't logged in. You will get a lot of sales resistance pushing them through the sales process without like just checking in, touching base. Like, hey, did you log into this thing? And we have an offer crushing it right now. I think we're at like a 47% conversion rate on all booked calls from a low ticket ascension process, but we'll force reschedules. We have all the closers right now doing call confirmations for themselves. So like making sure people are in before. And then, you know, if like they really seem confused and they have like, we actually will be like, hey, let me help you log in first. Like, let's make sure you're okay. And then if
Yeah.
time, continue with the call or force a reschedule for like tomorrow and let him maybe go through a video or two. What you'll find is a night and day difference in the prospect. Because you could
Mm,
get someone who's like genuinely confused, they're very resistant to your discovery, but it's because there's dissonance in their head because they like purchase this thing and they stop.
yeah.
And that is like one of the whole benefits of a low ticket funnel is they purchase something and they receive it. So now there's all this trust built where it's like, oh, this dude, I bought something and
True.
delivered it. So now I believe him and I trust him for the next part of the process.
That's smart. That's smart. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even think about doing that. I think that's also where like maybe the onboarding call kind of is a benefit too, because you're log in, okay, you got access, like,
Yeah.
but if you could just ask them as like the sales rep, like, hey, did you log in? Or if they're like, what did I purchase? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And you can blast them before call. Again, do like a call confirmation as well. Like, if you're not a lazy closer, like you should be able to do call confirmations. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Or if you have a setter process, like even if you are doing like a 2 call close, like that could just be an SOP for the setters. Like
true.
spend the first part of the call making sure they're good.
Yeah.
Um, so that's one of the first ways. Second way is like in discovery, ask them. So like, hey, you got started on this. What made you book the call instead of maybe just focusing on
Mm,
what you already have and trying to figure it out on your own? Like you
mm,
just ask them that question because again, it does depend on the intent. If it is more of the onboarding call, then like you can't really ask that question.
true.
But if you're doing an onboarding call to a closing call, you could ask that on the closing call because at least it would be clear at that point.
Yep.
Same if you're doing a more like direct ESL where it's like, hey, you purchased this, but you're booking a call for this. You can just ask them because if someone takes the time to schedule, there's pretty much nothing they can say anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
True.
Like I learned this from Grant Cardone back in the day. But it's like, oh, like I didn't have the money, blah, 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 or like it's not my budget. It's like, yeah, but you knew that before you booked the call and you booked the call anyways. So why did you book the call? Like, obviously, you would never say it to somebody like that, right? But like, you
Yes.
can go back to like, well, no worries at all. So like, what made you schedule in then? Why didn't you just do
Mm,
this first? Well,
mm,
because now they're gonna have to defend their position and justify. Well, because it did seem pretty interesting. I did want more help and support. I was interested in this. And now you just had them handle their own objection. So then you get to the end of the call and they're like, oh, I got to think about it. You isolate the objection. They say, oh, it's because I'm going to focus on this. Well, hey, earlier you told me this. So what do you feel like the issue is now? You know what I mean? You can just literally reiterate what they told you earlier.
yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's great. What other common objection comes up on the back end of a low ticket that might not on a VSL if we didn't hit on it already?
Um, that's a really good question. I can't that's like one of the
Okay.
main
Yeah, that's how I feel like.
new objection that's created or or if there is like a disconnect between what they purchased and the back end, like there has to be some level of congruency for them
Hmm.
to not be confused.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so if the separation is clear, the value is clear,
Yeah.
then you're fine. But that's the only other objection I could really see.
When has a low ticket funnel actually done worse for you and you then switch to just direct call funnel, and what was your hypothesis for why that happened?
Uh, honestly, dude, I don't think a low ticket funnel is
Really? Never? Okay.
not.
For
I,
because
yeah, go ahead.
you said that you're on an offer right now that is a call funnel. I don't know if we talked before recording. You said the numbers, but um, why did you choose? Like, was that just what was already set up when you came in to the company, or are they thinking about doing a low ticket now? Like, what's the thought process there for that situation?
Yeah, well, I think we launched that offer almost like 4 or 5 years ago now. Like we ran it
Nice.
for a minute. And we actually launched a low ticket funnel. Like the cold traffic VSL funnel for that offer, we shut down because
Dang.
the like we
Was
were
that the one
able.
that I know? Is that the one that we had talked about potentially coming and helping? Or yeah, that did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah.
And like, dude, our DPL and conversion actually increased over time because like the sales team got better, the
Yeah.
culture got better, but the cost per book call just kept going up and up and up. And it's like you go from a 4x, 3x to barely squeezing out a 2x. And it's like, well, what's the point after you pay everybody, right?
Yeah, true.
Um,
Yeah.
um,
Might as well just have just go back and have like 2 employees and do 100 grand a month and then profit like
yeah,
50%.
just go work at Costco, man.
Yeah, just go be a manager, go be a shift lead, you'll take home more.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh,
Okay, so you did go to low ticket. All roads led to that. Just
yeah.
economics. Dang.
Right now, like low ticket's just crushing.
That's just crazy. Like it feels too like because I know that. Obviously, I mean I own the domain lowticketoffers.com, but I still am like, am I dreaming? Like what am I missing? Like I'm always like, this has to just be like a like what I'm seeing, why I'm so biased is because it's just because of the situation, the market I'm in. But it's like every single time, it's like the numbers prove it, like the situations prove it. I'm trying to find something that will try to like play devil's advocate, but nothing is like no one's playing devil's advocate against low ticket offers right now.
Heck yeah, I agree. The only caveat I would add is if it's like B2B.
Yeah, but even then, I mean B2B, we started doing $97 done for US ones, so it's like we do like one piece of the process done for you that could be done with a VA, really quick feedback, whatever. So it's like $97 and that works. So it's still in the low ticket range. So then, because you just can't do DIY, so you have to do done for you, even if it's like an audit. Like
Yeah.
one big thing that'd be really good right now is like $97. Okay, actually, I can't share this one, but like just do an audit, like do like an audit of something, like $97, or you'll architect something, plan something out, or whatever. Like that works well. But some markets are really whack, where it's like there's not much to even do for them. You know, like what's an investment opportunity? It's like you're probably not going to do. Like if you're raising capital, I wouldn't really sell a low ticket.
Yeah. Well, I love the audit idea, by the way, because
Because like yeah, it's like imagine if like you were selling $97. I'll audit your current sales process, your numbers, this and that, and I'll tell you what's wrong, what to fix, this and that. And then it's like, oh, some dude who's really big, he's always gonna be like, well, frick, I'm always down for more eyeballs. Like it's just consulting. Like the
mhm.
big B2B players, they just pay, the reason consulting's so big is because they want other eyes, they want certainty, they want clarity, and so and then also it's like you could do it with AI, but also people are like they don't trust it as much. That if there's like someone as real life examples, like oh shoot, and it's like fill out this form, send me a call recording, done this, I'll audit it, and then you sit there. It takes like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, like and you're like this is wrong. And you usually point out one thing that's wrong. They're like oh wow, give them one little idea,
Yeah.
and honestly like this is like not the dark lore, but if you really want to if I was really doing this to simplify the fulfillment, it's like you just give everyone the same pointer that they've never heard before, like on their post booking page. Add that freaking loom video. You think about that? And then they're like, that was worth $97. So maybe we got to clip this out, but that would be a sick offer.
That would be, bro. What's like one thing you've pointed out with someone where they were like, because like you're right, like one lever for
Dude.
$97 could be like honestly like $1 million. Like
Dude,
it could, yeah,
it's worth it all day. You just point out one little thing. They're like, that's sick. You know, that'd be awesome. So those ones for B2B work pretty well, but
well, it's interesting you say that is because like the way I would run my sales process with potential clients is like I do a set call,
yeah,
audit to a close, and like
yep,
that is how like even for people in your community like publishing offers like
yeah.
you better run it like that. You know what I mean? Like
You got to see, you're actually checking to see if you can help them. Like you're putting
yeah,
in more effort. So, and then they respect it and has more appeal there. So, yeah, anyways, people take that, use it for yourself if you want. I'm trying to think what else I have about low tick. Like when somebody books a call, email wise, SMS wise, pretty basic. You're just doing like how often do you email them before the call? How far out do you let when someone purchases a low ticket? Do you let them book same day? Do you do next day? Does any of that affect it or help it at all? Those little details. I don't know. I don't know if that does much lift.
it does. So what's interesting is like historically or like generally you would think like let's book people in like as soon as quickly or as as fast as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah.
And I think that is the correct thought process, especially for a cold traffic VSL funnel and in a
Yeah.
lot of other situations. Low ticket, I'd actually say it's a little bit different,
Mm.
mainly because if they're able to book in, like, let's just say same day or like an hour later or whatever, well, kind of goes back to like they haven't even
Yeah.
logged in or like viewed what they
That's the
purchased,
point.
is where you get a lot of the benefit from the ascension because of the trust, because of the education indoctrination. So we actually will delay calendars like 8 hours, 12 hours. So it always has to be next day just to try and give a little bit of a buffer. And we have increased conversion in DPL that way. And it hasn't affected no show at all. Because again, with low ticket, you just get way better no show rates. Like straight up, you just do, because it's almost like, I mean, it is like they already are a current client instead of like something they just booked in on a whim. So I actually highly recommend messing with your like booking times, because you can likely get a lot upside for no downside. And then in terms of like emails, text, stuff like that, I mean, you know, I don't like I stay in my lane. Like I don't do
Yeah.
the funnel or the marketing things
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but I mean, like a 7-day sequence. We have a team right now that does a 60-day sequence after they pay. What's really interesting about this is
60
another,
days.
yeah, another offer we ran up like quite a bit. The majority of our booking percentage came actually from the follow-up emails.
Yeah. I mean, that's what yeah, it's usually the email. Like it comes later. It's like
Yeah,
you may get 20%, from the funnel. Everyone else, they're coming from the email and maybe text or, maybe outbound dials, but it's like email. It's like they seem to get to know you. They don't know who the frick you are. Like, what's like the convert? Do you have timelines, the average sales cycle for a low ticket buyer to a high ticket? Do you track that? Is that even a number worth tracking?
it is helpful to understand and know, mainly because if you like increase ad spend, lower ad spend, change
Oh,
something on marketing, you know how long it's going to take to actually see the effect on the back end. Because
oh,
we've had offers that are like a 2-week sales cycle only because of the audience is like very, very finicky. And we're doing a low ticket and we're doing a 2-call close. And this is to like first payment, like there's a lot of
yeah,
deposits, things like that.
yeah,
So that's helpful just because like, hey, we increased ad spend. Why did sales go up? It's like, well, there's a 2-week lag time. You know what I mean? Literally.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's helpful
So,
to know that.
what's the average? What would you say across the board if you were to whip a number out of your?
I think it depends. It so depends on the offer because we've had it as low as like 2 to 3 days. We've
Dang.
had it maybe like a good estimate is
Well,
3 to 7
what
for
would
low.
you say for? Have you done any health offers yet?
Yep.
What would you say health? Okay, let's do health. How long would you say?
That I don't actually know
Okay,
what
okay.
it was for that one.
Relationship.
Relationship.
Let's say it's like for a relationship offer.
I think we're like at a 2 to 5 day
Okay.
sales cycle right
Okay.
now.
And then business opportunity.
We've had biz op as low as 2 to 3 days.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd say like 2 to 7,
Yeah.
unless you're doing a 2-call close. Expect it to go out as like far as 14 days.
Dang.
Yeah, yeah,
But I guess you're liquidating spend and you're like where okay, let's say you push it. I get like you said it's so hard. It's always this case by case scenario because there's pros to having it being 2-call. Maybe it's like does it just increase the volume because you're building more relationship and connecting to people, or is it adding friction that's too long, or how long is your reinvestment cycle? It's like a whole math game, bro. Like the more I'm in this game, it's just all freaking math and
yeah.
numbers. Are you good at numbers? Like how I feel like did you have to get dialed in on that? Like is most of your job now just like looking at numbers, and do you feel like the numbers can speak to you at this point? Like I feel like I look at a low ticket funnel, they like speak to me, like they tell me what's going on, as like woo woo as it sounds.
No, dude, I know what you
You
mean.
know, like
Like, yeah, it is interesting, like looking at data. And this is one thing too, I always hold the team accountable to, because whenever you get a rep, it's like, oh, oh, dude, it's the fucking leads. It's like, no, it's fucking you. You're acting like a bitch. Like I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah. Whoa.
but
We're
like,
selling to closing. We have a great culture.
dude, well, I just believe in like accountability, responsibility. Like we have an
Yeah,
obligation to do a great job, like
yeah,
period. And so like it's funny because I'll just pull up the scoreboard, and I'm like, oh, interesting, man. So like, what about Mike, who has double your DPO and conversion? Like, what do you think's different? Oh, I don't know, man. It's got a little unlucky with it. I have a lot of no shows. Oh, that's interesting because like your no show percentage is actually lower if you look. But it's like, like it's all like I feel this way,
yes,
which is fine. Like I get it, dude. Like especially, with
yeah,
yeah, it's like it's stressful. But it's always funny because I'm like, dude, it's the same leads. So like you tell me what's different. And I like have to have some of those conversations sometimes because it's like numbers might be down like for a month and I have to like draw that line in the sand. Guys, nothing is different. The funnel didn't change. And unless the funnel changed, like there's no reason we're not doing better and improving every month. You know what I mean?
yep, yeah.
And I will add one thing to what you asked earlier about like the ascension or people booking. So I think it's text, emails. I think it's, the book a call page, things like that. Outbound is a really, really big part of this.
Who are you calling? Because I've heard some people only call people that buy upsells and order bumps. I heard some people call everyone on the front end. Like because obviously a setter or closer, usually they have like a priority list, like start the day with these people. And they kind of like, what does that look like in terms of like who you call first and what's the framing of that call?
Yeah. We'll build out like a separate outbound pipeline stage in the CRM. And then we'll have like a multi-call stage process. So we import all the front end buyers, and we will segment based off what they purchase because obviously like they only purchased the 17 or 27, a little bit lower intent than the dude who purchased the 200, OTO or whatever, but we just call everybody.
Okay.
So we have setters like have a certain KPI of dials and booked appointments that they have to hit every day. And then we'll have them rip through those call stages. So they're calling about like 8 times, 4 texts, 4 emails at least before going to the next lead. This is over like a 4 or 5 day process. Not obviously same day, that'd be crazy. And then the whole intent of that is to get them. It depends on the sales process. If you're doing a 1 call, you book them straight in for the closing call. If you're doing a 2 call, they'd book them in with themselves for like the set call or the onboarding call.
Yeah.
But we've gotten a lot of traction just calling front end buyers. We do that for all our offers.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason not to. And then dude, the craziest thing to me. So we have this offer right now. It's wholesale real estate. We imported the front end buyers. And we have like an abandoned cart sequence set up that will come out from like the client or the closers.
Yeah.
Dude, we got 80 booked appointments in a month from like qualified front end buyers by sending 1 text and 1 email to book.
Like, it's like a reactivation campaign pretty much?
No, literally just after they bought, we just sent them a text and email. And like, does that make sense? Like this is before outbound or anything. It's just
you're just saying like, what are you saying in that text or email?
Just like, hey, looks like you got started on XYZ. If you want more help and support with XYZ, book a call with my team here. Boom. And then we'll either send them back to the VSL, the type form, Calendly, whatever. And it's funny just because most people aren't even texting their front end buyers, dude. Like it's just like one, and we do a lot more than 1 text and email, obviously. Like we have a multi-stage sequence, we have outbound, we have setters calling. But I'm just saying from like the 1 text and email, we got 80 booked appointments in addition to everything else coming through.
That's so sick. I was talking to one of my friends, and he found what they did is like after someone bought, they wanted to get the people to consume or like engage or get into momentum. So they made them reply to a text or an email to get their logins.
Oh,
So
really?
like, hey, like you can do it Dark Lord where you say, hey, like I don't think it's sent. Did you see it? And if not, let us know. No, I didn't. Oh, here's your login. Or you just say, hey, to get access, let us know this is the right email. the right phone number, and we'll send you login. Then you send them login. Hey, do you get logged in? Cool. Hey, by the way, boom, like book a call. So then, and then it was also like message us on Facebook or Instagram for a bonus. So then it's like you're getting them to reach out to you multiple times. So they're really remembering who you are.
That's
And
awesome.
so I thought that was pretty cool too. Just
That's,
like, how do you get, and also we did that for a webinar. We had people do homework before the webinar, and it was framed as like, do this assignment, send us your stuff. I will review it before the webinar. And I actually did that for everyone who did it. So it's like,
that's
they're like,
bad.
holy crap, like this dude's, and not everyone's going to do it, but for the people who do, think about the level of intent of like, holy crap, like, you probably have a VA review, have like a train your VA on how to review the assignment, or and just say, hey, oh, looks good, yeah, you know.
That's so badass, bro. You made me think of something too. One time I saw on a confirmation page, it was like basically fill out another application form to unlock a free training video. So they literally filled out a second type form after booking call to watch another video that sells them on the process. And I was like, that's so brilliant.
Just do, yeah, might as well. Like, I don't see the con in just having like it's free real estate. Like you said, a thank you page. Like you might as well just keep asking or giving or moving them through. Like go into it. And like just I'm thinking is like, how could you keep the momentum going? It's like, well, what if instead of them going to the course, you take them through like almost like how they're a challenge or one of those like product launch funnels where you click to the next video. Like, what if he's hosted there, lesson one? What if you get them through the first few lessons on the page and you just click a button, so then you have to go log in? Like, I feel like it's like I made a post. I'm curious your thoughts on this equation, if you would agree or disagree. I think you'll agree, but I said minimizing, like the key to low ticket right now is minimizing input on the customer's end, plus minimizing friction to buy and consume the product, plus increasing the consumption on the back end. So it's pretty much minimizing on the front end, but then maximize consumption as much as possible on the back end once they're in the door. And I feel like that's like, what if you just start, how do you maximize getting them to consume so much on that thank you page, the course videos, like drag that on as much as possible.
Dude, 10,000%, bro.
Yeah.
10,000%.
Just
And it goes back to, it's like, like I hate when people complain about leads and stuff, like especially salespeople, especially if I'm like, your discovery fucking sucks, dude. Like you don't have a leg to stand on right now, man. But it's like, dude, like I think I was watching Jason. Yeah, like some YouTube video, and he's like, people aren't saying no. It's just like I don't have the right information to make a decision yet.
Yes.
And like I really agree with that sentiment. Because it's like, man, you take people through the right process, and all of a sudden, oh my God, magically they have money now and they want to move forward. It's like crazy, dude. You know
wow.
what I mean? Yeah. And there's some people in a destitute position, and obviously.
Yeah, I'm curious. This is, we'll end it here on this question.
Sure.
We find someone else. We can go as long, but I want to make sure people watch it. If they see 2 hours, they might be like, "What the frick?" And then they're gonna throw in AI. They don't even watch it. Making it possible for everyone to buy. Obviously, you want to push for highest of DPL, and so you don't want to just be, "Oh, I got payment plan right away," and be like, second someone objects. But like, what are you guys doing creatively to help people afford your product? Is it pretty standard? Just have payment plans, or is there anything new you guys have been testing?
I don't know if there's anything new, but I've done like actually some extensive testing on this. Always, 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 no matter what, pitch your highest ticket program on every call, every time, no matter what the prospect says, ever. And I think salespeople have a problem with this because they hear certain things in discovery, and then they're like, "Oh man, they're broke, they can't do it, whatever." But that's a limiting belief, in my opinion. And even if they can't, what you'll find is like that just sets the anchor anyways. So then downselling, like if you know how to elegantly downsell, becomes so much easier regardless. So like that alone can increase DPL and conversion. Like having a value ladder can increase DPL and conversion. I mean, there's like a lot we could talk on there.
Yeah.
But outside of that, especially with like coaching consulting, to be honest, I would never go past a 3Pay. We do have to live in reality. Like there's some people who think their product is like so freaking amazing and like, oh, I can do like a 12-month thing. It's like, no, you can't, dude. No, you can't. 90% of these people are never going to log in, and it's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, because you're
Yeah,
probably,
yeah, you're not.
it just is what it is.
Yeah,
So I would never go past a 3Pay personally. If we're looking at like what are these like big needle movers, I mean, if you can get a firm in Klarna, absolutely run it up.
yeah.
We've increased cash collected by 30% on some of our teams having that. The problem is they hate BizOp and high ticket,
Yeah.
and it's not compliant. There are some workarounds, like you could set yourself up on Shopify, create
Oh
a
yeah, I
physical.
heard about something like that. I've never. Have you? Okay, what have you seen? Split It? Have you guys tested that?
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I've been, yeah,
They just changed something that may make it more annoying. They just made an update where it's like they hold 15% of your money for 180 days. So like you close a 10K, you'll get like so there's already a 15% fee. Then they hold another 15%. So technically you're holding they take 30% of your money. And that so I think that's gonna frick up a lot of economics, but yeah, I don't know. It's nice for the customer because there's no fees on the customer's end and there's no credit cards or loans. But yeah, I personally have never done a firm or whatever the frick those are called, but I know like some big companies that do, like even like in fitness and stuff.
yeah, because if you have a personal product, I think they are okay with it. I think it's when you get into business products.
Yeah, that's just fair because there's some sketchy business people out there that be. It's
Yeah,
good. There's regulation for those people.
I agree. And the other one is like if you want to get a little bit more reckless, there are like I think Ease has one, Coach Financing has one, but it's kind of like a loan program where like
Oh,
you could just approve anybody. Like they could have like 3 bankruptcies and get approved for a loan.
that's great. That's like,
It's crazy.
what are you doing?
I'm
Some
not a
dark
fan.
horse. Yeah, some dude watching this right now is like, all right. We're just
um,
reporting. We're not suggesting this.
no. And there's a lot of contingencies. So
Oh yeah,
like one, if they don't like make like 2 to 3 months payments after, instant recourse, instant chargeback on you. And then two, depending on like their tier of credit, you only get like 30 to 70% of the cash up front anyways. And you pretty much plan on never receiving the rest. Because like some of these companies, they do weird stuff where like you're
yeah,
supposed to get the rest, but
yeah. They be
yeah,
he just
I,
disappears.
yeah.
He's out
So
there.
not a fan, but like we
What
have used it and it has got deal like it has created more cash.
I've heard some things for some people, like if it's no, and we've kind of done this in some ways, but if there's no way for people to afford it, let's say it's a group coaching offer, there's element of support, so there's cost of fulfillment. I hear some people they just take that out of the stack and they'll sell them just like the course or just like the digital products. So there's no cost to it. It's like they really can't afford anything. It's like a one-time $500 or $1,000 thing just cause. Have you seen that happen at all, or do you guys ever just have like a? Do you have always like a fail safe? Like this is the last like just to get some DPL in the pipeline, even $1, like
I'm a huge fan of that.
yeah,
Just having a value ladder makes such a big difference. And like
yeah,
I, this kind of goes back to like the 80-20 rule if anyone's ever read that. But it's like you're gonna have like let's just say you have only a 5K offer. I can't even describe how much money you're leaving on the table. Because like there's so many people buying that 5K that would do 10K without even like a question, right? Like without even a freaking question in their mind. And there's also a ton of people coming in that just literally couldn't do the 5K that could do the 2K, right? And it's like by creating a value ladder, you just are able to help so many more people based on where they're at. And like there's been a direct correlation between having some like different products and the
yeah,
value ladder to increasing DPL and conversion on the back end without a doubt and with the same traffic and lead flow
yeah,
that you already have.
yeah. No, I think we're definitely getting into a place now where it's like help people afford you if there's no other way. Because it's like you gotta help you with the result. If you're saying marketing, you really are doing this because you want to help people too. Like, yeah, I launched this. I just wanted to help people, get lose weight or fix their marriages, but also like I'm gating it behind a 10K thing. I'm not gonna budge. Like, do you really? So I think it's like morally, it's good to have more affordable options too. I feel like it helps you go to sleep at night knowing you're actually doing something for people.
On that wholesome note, man, like I freaking love money. And I think, who doesn't? Like, why is not why, we do this to be successful.
Yep.
But I think it is important to remember it's like the whole point is to actually give back to the world and like really freaking help these people. And it's like depending on how much value you can create is how much value you receive. So it's like if you're not really giving value to the world, like you're not going to make any money anyways. And I think my first mentor taught me that. He's like, the amount of money you have is a direct reflection to the amount of value you've given to the world. And I think there's just so much truth to that.
Well, let's end it there. That's a good note to end it on. Or we can end it on the note of what you told me before you start recording. Just kidding. that was for later. I want this to be monetized. Right? But I appreciate you, Zach. Guys, if you're interested in having Zach's team on the back end of your low ticket funnels, please hit him up. He is our go-to person right now, first in line. Always like, it's not every deal makes sense. He's going to qualify you. So please don't hit him up if you have like one front end buyer a day and you're just like spending $50 a day. All right. You got to ramp it up, but still hit him up, let him know, try to woo him. If you're scaling and you're like, yo, dude, a few months is going to be big, still hit him up. He's got my full sample of approval. And we were even talking. I was like, dude, in a couple months here, you might have another one for him. So that's my vetted person right here. And so Zach, I appreciate you. Thanks for doing good work, and appreciate you sharing so much today. This was good. This is good. Exactly what I wanted. This is huge.
Thanks for having me, bro. Josh is the GOAT, one of the best in the game at building low ticket funnels. So guys, like some of the best funnels we've been on the back end of.
Yeah. I appreciate it, dog. That's a better testimonial than the one you left at the start of the call. But
I think the first one was better.
Yeah, I like that one first one. All right, brother. I appreciate you. We'll end it here.